if you want your New Year's resolution to be successful, you have to stop setting goals based on what you're feeling and instead set your goals based on who you're becoming. Let me explain. Hey guys, welcome back to the Anchor Show. My name is Andrew, and today I'm going to be tackling the New Year's resolution dilemma. Every year, men from all over the world are setting New Year's resolution. Some of these resolutions start in December, some may have started earlier, and some even start on January 1st, right? But all over the world, men are setting these New Year's resolution, and on January 1st, they make these declaration. I'm going to be this, or I'm going to be that, or I'm going to do this, or I'm going to do that, whatever, right? Only for those goals to fade away by before the month even end, and some people might manage to get to February or March, but eventually it fades. But here's the reason why. Most men confuse motivation with identity change, right? Let me say that again. Most of us men confuse motivation with identity change. When motivation is a feeling, it comes and it goes, right? If I feel motivated right now to go and run or to go and work out, I get up and I go run and I go work out, right? But if I want to change my identity from a guy who works out every once in a while, but to a guy who works out, train, and be fit every single day, even when I don't feel like it, that's a difference. It might be a subtle shift, but that's an important difference, because now working out regularly has become a part of my identity. It's part of who I've become and who I am, versus the previous version. The motivated version is functioning and operating solely based upon when that feeling of motivation comes. But guess what? When the motivation fades, so does your effort, right? When that motivation fades and gone, your effort stops. And that's the difference between motivation and identity change. And that's one of the primary reasons why those New Year resolutions don't work, especially people who want to live a much healthier lifestyle by changing what they're eating and, incorporating exercise or increasing exercise, right? Those are not motivational changes that you just get up and make. That has to be an identity change. There has to be a shift in your identity in order for that to be successful, and in order for it to stick and becomes second nature, becomes habit, becomes a part of what you do every single day. So that's what needs to happen. We need to change our identity in order for those resolutions to stick and not function and operate based upon motivation alone. The other point is that a lot of men are setting outcome goals, right? So basically your goals are simply, or I should say your goals are solely based upon the outcome. So, for example, I want to lose 30 pounds, or I want to increase my monthly income by $1,000. These are all outcome-based goals. You can't forget about the process. That's the most important part. The process to achieving those results are the most important part of the entire plan, right? Because if you say, I want to lose 30 pounds, you're not going to wake up and then tomorrow morning you've lost 30 pounds. That's going to be a gradual process based upon a lot of changes that you've implemented in your life, to include altering your diet, altering your exercise routine, even your sleep routine as well. There's a lot of things in the process of becoming that you're going to have to do that will eventually allow you to get to that point where now you've lost the 30 pounds, or now you're making that extra $1,000 per month, right? We often forget about the process, the journey, and solely focus on the destination. And that's how you fail, because you have to realize a lot of these goals are not quick fixes. They're not overnight fixes, right? These are things that takes time. And if you're not mentally prepared to ride it out and be patient and to embrace the process, then you're never going to get to the result. You're never going to achieve that outcome. It's just the facts, right? So when we're setting these goals for the new year, let's focus on the process. Let's put more emphasis on the process, because for you to lose 30 pounds, you are going to have to change a lot and do a lot in order to achieve that. And that's going to be your biggest challenge, right? It's just like some people will tell you when you're getting into a business, don't worry about money, right? Don't worry about the money. Worry about the service that you're offering, the impact it's having on people's life, right? Worry about being an answer to people's question or being a solution to people's problem. When you do that, the money comes naturally. If you focus on the service and the solution to people's problem, the money is a byproduct that comes with it, right? For example, a doctor focuses on making people healthy, making people well, right? Improving people's lives. Eventually, he doesn't have to worry about money. The money is going to come because people need your services. People need what you're offering. So the money is a default byproduct that comes with what you're doing. So if you put more effort and emphasis on the process, the journey will be achieved, right? If you condition your mind, implement the necessary level of discipline that you need to implement in your daily routine, you will lose that 30 pounds. The same thing goes for, earning that extra $1,000 per month. If you put in the time and the work and the effort in the process, whatever it is you need to do, whether it is that you're going to be getting another degree or you're going to pick up a side hustle or whatever the case might be, if you put the emphasis on the process, the result will speak for itself. It will come. All right. In other words, what we need is a system. We need to put a system in place, a well-defined system, because when the process is clear, progress becomes inevitable. When the process is clear, progress becomes inevitable. Because most men who fail, you don't fail because you lack discipline. You fail because you lack structure. It needs to be clearly defined. And the other thing is too, which is another important part that you don't hear a lot of people talk about, is you can't do it all at once, right? Some people go into the new year with, let's just say, 5 resolutions, 5 things that they want to change or improve in that coming new year. And they start working on all 5 at once. Now, there are some circumstances to which maybe you could do that. Maybe you could work on all 5 things. Let's just say, for example, let's go back to the weight loss, right? If somebody wants to lose 30 pounds, they want to eat better, they want to start working out on a regular basis, they want to start getting more sleep, and they want to spend more time reading, right? So that's 5 things. But 4 of those things coincide with each other, right? If you're truly going to achieve your goal of losing that 30 pounds, you will probably need to be getting more sleep, right? So you will need to be eating better. You will need to be working out more frequently. Have a structured workout plan. Once you incorporate, all of those things are incorporated into the one end result, into your desired outcome, right? So if you're doing that, of course, that's kind of easy because, well, I won't say that it's easy, but it is 5 things, but 4 of them are part of the one outcome, right? And then that 5th thing is just standalone, right? That might be manageable, but there are some things that you just can't do it all at once. So, for example, you said one of your New Year resolution is you want to learn a new language. You want to learn Spanish, right? Or you want to lose weight. You want to make more money. You want to, learn how to play the violin, whatever. You can't do all of those things at once. And that's another trap and mistake that a lot of us men make by going into the new year with highly, highly motivated and inspired, taking on too many things at once, and then quickly realize that it's just not feasible for us to master that many things at once, and then you fall short. And then you're frustrated, and then you're disappointed, and then you wind up living out the rest of the year almost exactly as you did the previous year. And then you get to December and you make another New Year's resolution, and it's just that cycle, repetitive cycle. So don't set yourself up for failure by adding or having too many resolutions. And the other important factor is make sure that your goals are attainable. I think most reasonable goals are attainable, right? But don't make them so far that you can't reach them, or you don't reach them in a timely manner. As humans, we often associate results and time or timing together, right? Meaning we want things to happen within a certain preconceived time frame. Okay, you want to lose that 30 pounds, you want to do that within the next 2 months, right? Or within the next 3 months, 10 pounds per month, right? But what if month 4, month 5, month 6, and you still haven't lost the 30 pounds? Are you going to be disappointed? Are you going to throw in the towel because it's like, oh, okay, well, I haven't achieved my goal. I don't think I can do it, and just throw in the towel? So that's what I mean. Your goals need to be attainable. They need to be manageable. They need to be reachable. Don't stretch your hat too far where you can't reach it, right? Make realistic goals and take them in bite-sized pieces, right? And keep in mind, if you're doing something that you've never done before, if you're working on a goal or an accomplishment that you've never had before, you have to realize that you will have to do things that you've never done before. You have to understand that it's going to require a level of discipline that you've probably never experienced before, right? New results require new effort, new levels of effort. So don't just sit there and think that, oh, I'm gonna keep things the same, but I'm gonna get a different result. No, it's going to be, the process is gonna be different from anything you've ever done before, right? But if you do it long enough and consistent enough, it will eventually become a habit, and you will start to see the results, right? And never underestimate the challenges that you'll face. That is another part of it. You go into this with a high level of motivation, thinking, yeah, I'm gonna, so motivated and optimistic. I'm gonna make it happen. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna achieve my goals, right? And then you realize by day 2, day 3, day 4, whatever the case might be, you start realizing that, man, this is harder than I thought. That's okay. It wasn't meant to be easy, right? You're leveling up. You're changing some things about your life. You're leveling up. For those of you who play video game, you know that each level or stage is harder than the one before. That's life. So as you level up, you're going to start to experience more and more difficulty. But the more your process, the doing, becomes a habit, the more you stay consistent at it, it's going to become second nature. When it becomes second nature, things get a little bit easier. Not easy, but easier. You know what I mean? So don't underestimate the challenge that you'll face in the process of becoming. Now, for some of us, we enter the new year not only motivated to do better, to change things around, to improve our lives and, make things better than what they previously were, but some of you guys bring with you shame and guilt and stress and disappointments from the previous year. Those things can't go together. You can't bring the negative baggages of the previous year into the new year with this new sense of motivation. You can't have those two things together. You gotta kill the previous year. You got to drop it. You got to let go. All of those negativity, everything that held you down, everything that you failed to do, or just, things that didn't work, you got to leave it in the past. It's a clean slate. And this is the reason why people make resolutions on the first of the year, because it's closing out one chapter, which is the end of the previous year, and entering into the new year. A clean slate. You got to let it go. You got to leave that behind. You have to let it go and be okay with that, right? You say, okay, well, last year I set out on doing this and achieving that, and that didn't quite work, but you know what? That's a thing of the past. I'm moving forward. And moving forward, this is what I'm going to do. You have to let it go. Let the past stay in the past, right? And just look forward to what's to come and focus on your effort and the process. I talk about the need to have a clear process, a structured process, and making sure that it is clear and well identified and well defined. The same goes for your goals. Your goals need to be clear and well defined. You can't say, I want to make some extra money each month, or I want to lose some weight this year, or I want to travel this year. No. They need to be absolutely defined. I want to lose 30 pounds this year. I want to make an extra $5,000 a month this year. I want to travel to 5 countries this year. I want to go to France. I want to go to Spain. I want to go to Thailand. I want to go to Nigeria. I want to go to Ghana. You got to be specific. You got to be specific. Your goals got to be specific. Because if not, it's going to confuse you, and it's going to confuse your measurement of success. Did I succeed, right? Did I travel some? Did I make, you could make an extra $5 a month. You could find a way, well, that's a little ridiculous. You could find a way to make an extra $50 a month. That's nothing. That's not good. I mean, it is more. Yes, you did make more, but is that really significant? Is that worth the effort? No, not at all, right? So your goals, just like the process, needs to be well structured and well defined. You need to know exactly what it is that you want, and it needs to be measurable, right? Because what happens when your goals are not defined, when the process is not defined? The same that always happens. You get stressed, you get frustrated, you get confused, you lose motivation, you stop doing what you're supposed to do, or you cut back, and then you didn't get your results. Or maybe in some cases you do get the results, but the results come much longer than what you have anticipated. And when it finally arrives, it still feels a little bit like failure. But the point is, you want to have your goals and your process clearly defined and measurable. That way you know that you've achieved your goals and you've achieved and attained them within an acceptable time frame. The last point I'll make on New Year's resolution for us men is give yourself grace, right? For everything that we do, we must give ourselves grace. Now, if you set out on, let's say you have 5 goals that you need to change, 5 things you need to change or improve upon for the year, for the entirety of the upcoming new year, right? And you get to December of 2026 and you look back and you only managed to achieve 3 or 4 of those 5 things. Are you going to beat yourself up because you didn't achieve all 5? Or are you going to give yourself grace to say, you know what? I did my best, and I got some results. We got to give ourselves grace. You see, because we're so programmed to produce, we are so programmed to produce. If we're not producing, we're not being the man that we're supposed to be, right? We're not seen as the man that we're supposed to be. No, man, come on, bro. No, I don't believe in that. I don't subscribe to that way of thinking, right? Because life often happens. No one knows what 2 months from now are going to be like, or 3 months or 6 months. We don't know that. Unless you're a psychic, we don't know that, right? So as you're going about your life, your daily life every day, you're taking things day by day, things can happen. And whatever that is could derail your plan. It could completely halt your plan. You could be doing so great. You're in the process of becoming and you're doing so great, and then something happens. Throw you off, right? Are you going to beat yourself up? You can be disappointed. You can feel disappointed. That's okay. But don't beat yourself up. Give yourself grace. But in giving yourself grace, you need to be honest with yourself. As you reflect, what it is that I didn't do well. What is it that I could have done better? Where did I come up short? Is this all down to my lack of discipline, lack of motivation, lack of ambition, whatever, right? Reflect and be honest with yourself. Now, if you get to the end of the year or at whichever point during the year and you realize that you didn't really do your best, you didn't put in as much effort as you could have and should have, you basically slacked off and you weren't as disciplined as you need to be, then hold yourself accountable. Absolutely. That's the only way you're going to improve, and that's how you're going to be able to correct things and make them right the next time around, by holding yourself accountable. If you've been watching along all this time, I really appreciate you, and I just want to say thank you. If you have not already subscribed, please go ahead and do so right now before you forget. And if you are already a subscriber, thank you. I do appreciate that. Now, to continue, most of us men, we don't need a new year resolution. What we need is a new approach. We just need a new approach. We need to do things a little bit differently, or a lot differently, in order to achieve the results that we need, right? Not a new year resolution. So keep that in mind. And just remember that most of the men who win aren't the ones that were the most motivated. These were the ones that were the most disciplined. You look at a marathon, for example. Motivation is going to get you probably halfway through. Discipline will get you across the finish line, right? So remember that as you're looking to close out this new year and entering into the new year, and you might have your plans, your dreams, your goals, your resolutions, whatever you want to call them, right? Remember, make sure they're realistic. Make sure that they're not too far-fetched. Make sure that your goals and the process is structured and well-defined. And remember, no matter what, give yourself grace and hold yourself accountable. All right? As we close out this year and embark upon the new one, I am wishing you all peace, love, joy, happiness, and prosperity in your life. I hope that you are able to achieve your goals in the new year. And as always, let us continue to grow, evolve, and transform into the best version of ourselves. Peace.